Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host Lipstickpaddy, and today we're looking at the TEBURU, which is presenting the game The Bad Karmas. Now this is almost two things going on here. One is this tech. People are saying, oh, it's the future of board gaming. Is it? Is it? What are you getting in the box? What are you getting in the box? You got this bloody board. You've got some pop-up furniture, and you've got these minis, and that's in the box. In your other box, you've got your TEBURU system, which is like a big playmat that goes down underneath the board, and the playmat has an electronic dice. The dice actually recharges, I think, if you just put it on the mat as well with the number 6 at the top. Is that dice, like, balanced? Like, is it not biased on one side? I don't know. There's electronic parts inside the dice. It needs to be weighted properly, right? Anyway, this thing's been in development for ages, hasn't it? You must have heard of TEBURU for many, many years. Dear me. It was heavily rumoured Zombicide, the next generation Zombicide, was coming out on the TEBURU, but hey, no. And in fact, the TEBURU technology here is vastly expensive. It really is. And if you look at this one picture here, before we even go down, everybody needs a phone. You need a tablet at the side. And you've not got anything. The only thing you're touching is the dice and the minis. Oh dear, dear me. I mean, this is a massively pushing on the tech here. Tabletop board game, it's blurring that big time, isn't it? It's not digital enhancement. You're taking away far too much from the player here. What's going on? You know, all that digital content, you would think that would save you a lot of money, because we don't have to print out all these decks of cards. We don't have to print off this, that, and the other. But no, you're not getting no saving whatsoever. And I will talk about it as we go down, but as you can see from the off here, it's taken a lot of what you would think from a board game. Yes, there's basically no setup other than starting up the app and connecting all the phones and that. So let's go down. I first want to say, though, that more games are going to come out on the TEBURU, and I think every time a game comes out, they're going to be you can pledge for the TEBURU. I'm guessing that's going to be a thing. So it's not like this is not going to get coverage if it doesn't get a lot of backers, but I still feel it needs to hit the roof. Like, it needs to get $1 million. It needs to signal to the industry that this is definitely what people want. Because this low end here is not gonna really set the world on fire. And it's coming from this team in Italy, but they've got zero marketing. Did you know this was out on Kickstarter? Maybe, but you know, they really needed it to get into the hands of the big bananas on YouTube, meaning Dice Tower, Man vs. Meeple. They need BGG on board. They need like the big guns on board. Now we've got some indie YouTubers that have been looking at it. They've got some quotes of them, but let's go down and have a look at this thing. I've said that twice. Let us go down, but it does need to grow. We need more coverage. If you're interested in the TEBURU, please get sharing videos and stuff, right? Now, so what is this game? It's basically a boss battler where you're fairly interesting characters that you've got, but you're going to be fighting these bosses here, and each one, not these bosses, sorry, these are the heroes you get in each box. These peeps. I do like the design of them, actually. This is what the game is. It's a boss battler. You're fighting one of the signs of the zodiac. So, or each boss has been inspired by the symbol of the zodiac. You probably wouldn't have guessed it. Frankly, it's a bit weird, actually, because I'm Capricorn. Capricorn is winter. And yeah, I suppose they've got a little bit of ice on there, but I'd prefer a bit of snow. I associate my month with snow, December and January. Good stuff. And so yeah, they've not really thought about seasons that much, I think, in this art, and it's, you know, it is what it is. I think for me the big kind of like it wounds me looking at this is there's so many cards that your characters can upgrade with, but it's all in the fecking app. It's all in the app. Jesus, Mary and Joe, they've taken that deck away. You know, like holding your deck, you know, holding your phone. Oh man, I'm obviously not the customer for this. Like, it's far too much an abstraction away from the physical media. It really is, but, you know. If you don't know what TEBURU is, basically it's the future of board games. That's a sweeping statement. There's no way it's the future of board games. No. Even if it's a prediction, no. It's such a monumental game changer in that it lets players have a much deeper and a richer experience with all the arduous fiddly bits removed. Yeah, but all the game is coming from is an app, dude. You're just getting everything from an app. Arduous fiddly bits. Like, I'm the person who runs the board game. Like, I don't go around to someone's house and play a board game from their collection. I'm like the organizer, right? I'm doing the setup and the teardown. I don't see it as arduous fiddly bits. I actually enjoy that, the downtime. Enjoy the setup. You know, getting everything ready. Special table, mat. You know, coasters down. Drinks in the fridge, snacks ready, everything, you know. I'm very impressed by TEBURU. I enjoy playing it solo. It's a video game, isn't it? You're just playing it. It's an app video game. Ooh. I enjoy playing it with my friends and I enjoy playing it with my kid. For a boss battler, the visual art design and philosophy is unique. Okay. 12 colossal zodiacs save the world. Fast-paced combat. I mean, the card design is quite fresh here. That would have been... These would look nice as physical. You can remote play here. It's basically an app you're playing. Saves the game in real time. And these minis, the big boss here, for some reason has a like light system underneath. Like, they didn't really need to do that. The app could have just said the boss was in these states. It's kind of weird that that's there. That's almost fiddly that you're going to remember. What does the yellow light mean again? Let TEBURU take care of the bookkeeping and all the heavy lifting. Okay. So the box, you get 4 hero minis, you get 3 bosses, and they all come with these cardboard standee furnitures. Not much there. You get 2 double-sided board battle games, and what the heck is it? The TEBURU is 100. The technology is 100. And the game you're looking at here is 70 euros. Let me just go through this. 70 euros, 4 minis, 4 larger minis with furniture. 70 euros. Ooh. It's very expensive. Of course, the app has the content. Isn't it not expensive? Like, could you not have printed off the 68 cards and still had it in this price point? It has illustrated events like a movie, some kind of animated stuff going on the screen. Okay. Now, the main TEBURU system is made in Europe. They claim that there's an electronic shortage going on. The electronic shortage was because of key reasons in the market. Right? We had, firstly, cars started to go modern, they needed chips. We had the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox New, whatever they've called it. Xbox One something. I'm so confused with the Xbox name. And you had Nvidia bringing out the 3000 series cards, which just sold bananas. And are selling for like over $1,000, $2,000. And then you had a lot of people in lockdown that wanted to buy graphics cards so they could data mine and go ethereal mining. It was like the worst case scenario of the whole world wanting computer chips. It's not like the crisis will continue though. And made in Europe. This is why it's really expensive. Now, I guess the boss designs are all kind of weird, aren't they? Funky. I mean, look at this Libra. You'd never guess that was based on the Zodiac design. It's kind of a weird-ass design going off to call them, to say they're coming from the Zodiac is a little bit, whatever. But I'm not really impressed as I go down here. It's just digital stuff. This is more video game. And I think if any game that could push the TEBURU, it's probably Kingdom Death Monster, right? Because they like giving you just minis, don't they? Anyway, let's go down here and talk about these pledges, because I'm not happy about this. Now, if you back, you get this gold member founder. What the hell's that? If you get the game, which you're probably going to get the game if you're getting the TEBURU, right? So, gold founder memory, naming the credits of the game. All unlock core stretch goals. One of the stretch goals is potentially a 5th player for Volume 1. Now, if you get all of the Zodiac thing, Volumes 1, 2, and 3, isn't the pledge growing to ridiculous? It has this 10% off next 3 games. That's the next 3 games you buy. It's not, I don't think it's the next 3. This is explained in the meaty FAQ, which is 34 questions. I'm not going to go in there. And you get the complete dice set here, which means you get 4 dice. And you're probably going to want 4 dice if you're playing around this mat. Yeah. So here's the membership nonsense. You get, it's a digital stuff, isn't it? Isn't it? It's weird. It's like merging into the video game, giving you less physical components, and I'm not particularly happy about that. TEBURU power bank. This is interesting. You don't need to plug your TEBURU in. It needs to be plugged in constantly. This power brick means you can make it wireless. TEBURU stand. This is to hold the tablet. You probably got a tablet holder. Come on. art book for the stuff that they're not printing out. This is like a video game art book. This is ridiculous. Extra ring. Why would you need that? And this is an extra character you can throw into the mix. This Gil the Astrologist, but it's just a mini. I'd say they're going to bust this 5th plate. It just needs another They have busted it. They have. It's fully unlocked. Okay. Is that this douche? Okay. He's probably got into the bigger pledge. Alright. Stretch goal still not been revealed. So, round 1, you need a computer to start it off. That's what it is. It's cool. Look, it's on the... oh, look at the technology. It's on the screen. Ooh. Look, this is all you get to do is push a mini around. And everybody looks at the screen. It's so weird. It almost feels like the TEBURU system on the table is just one big funky keyboard that you're touching buttons with, like the input for the app. Right. Look, he's playing it on his phone. This is so much a video game. It is not a board game. Here's the boss. Get ready. He's going to light up. How exciting. Like, it has the toy factor. But, you know, this is a boss battler, and in this price point that you're asking, the bigger pledge, let's have a look. 290. You're like knocking on the door of Primal the Awakening, which is going still late pledge. That thing's big delay on that project. But that's a boss battler with full deck of cards, amazing minis, and incredible cinematic experience from what's expected from Primal the Awakening. And in this, I don't know. So here's the board then. It's essentially an input surface like a keyboard. And you're just activating the keyboard. Your actual characters are in this big grid because the big circles are for the bosses. So you've not really got you've not got specialist squares and stuff to walk around. It's kind of feels limited. Maybe this is just the board that they've got for this game. I don't know if they can get smaller tiles for other games. Right, so here's a look at what the app looks like. How, does have a campaign, of course. Skirmish, yes, it's a video game. And the inputs using this groovy table. Characters, though, are actually interesting. Right, I like them all. Yeah. The bosses, take them or leave them. I mean, this game is severely not for me, but it's very expensive for what you're getting, considering you're not getting any card decks or anything like that. The Sagittarius one's just weird as crap, man, isn't it? I mean, look at this Capricorn. I'd never guessed that. I would never guess that was Capricorn. Where are they getting? What's the zodiac in Italy? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, you can't get this game unless you've got the TEBURU. I don't really want the TEBURU. I think it's ghastly technology. And I think for the games that are coming on this, limited by the technology, you're always going to get beaten by a board game. Next games that are coming on, there's going to be a Vampire the Masquerade. I don't think it's going to be as good as Chapters, which is a tabletop RPG. Sword and Sorcery are going to bring a game. These are the next 2 announced titles that are coming soon. Fairly big dev team. Look at this. Shipping fairly expensive as well, so you know. Now my biggest beef with this is now if you go for this big pledge, you get this discount on the next games. Now if you $1 pledge, you will not get that. You have to pledge this €290 pledge to get that Platinum Founder. It's ridiculous, because at the end of the day, I don't think people are going to be interested in how much money you made on the Kickstarter. They're interested in how many people out there have this tech, because that's the audience if they create this game. And I think that's the biggest worry here, is that there's not many backers coming to this, and this is potentially a bad sign for the tech. Maybe this is the game not to carry it because it's a new IP. Maybe we need a stronger IP in the board gaming industry to actually push it. And it looks like Simon pulled out of it with the Zombicide, because if they pulled out of it, I mean, Simon are all about the mega bucks, aren't they? They may have pulled out of it because it was too much of an abstraction from the Zombicide. And as a board gaming company, you need to have a big focus on the video creation, actually making the video game, don't you? You need like a dev team that is digital based. And when I say digitally based, you know, if you're designing a game, you just need Photoshop or Illustrator for the cards. If you're designing a game like this, you need to have a system in the background, right? You need a programmer, you need a different team, is what I'm saying. And all these apps are legendary late, aren't they? Because the dev team of creating the video games is always late, isn't it? It just is. By the nature. You know, you get a bug, you crunch a bug, another bug pops up, and you're constantly bouncing these bugs and stuff. So TEBURU, not impressed by the technology, keep it away from me. Would I come round your house and play the TEBURU? No, I wouldn't. Reason? I've not got a phone. I'm severely the wrong customer here. I really abhor mobile phones. I really do. Oh, and to force a game on it. I mean, potentially you could bring your tablet and play it on your tablet, but it's still weird. You're still going to be looking at the screens more than the game. And for people that think Mansions of Madness 2nd edition is too much focused on the screen, it's so not focused on the screen at all. Whereas this, you are predominantly looking at your screens. And you know, you're playing this game on your TEBURU and suddenly a message comes in, gotta take this call, beep, 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 and it's just like immersion breaking, you know. But anyway, peeps, what do you think of this TEBURU? It's like severely pushing it into the digital era. That's not what board games are about. You know, my favourite game is Fallen Land. It's a post-apocalyptic game. And one of the card spoils is the game Fallen Edition. Fallen Land 1st edition box is inside. I know the 2nd edition is coming this year. Maybe they've updated that card for the 2nd edition. I don't know. But this is the thing. Like, in a post-apocalyptic world, if you find a board game, you can play it. But if you find a TEBURU board game, forget about it. So, it's like the thing I like about board games is the fact that they're going to last perhaps forever. This thing for me is a flash in the pan. And if this game was, like, I don't know, mega good, like, why wouldn't you not come out and bring the Bad Karma's board game edition? We don't need this electronic abomination. Oh man, well there you go. Look, it needs to be banana. It needs to go bananas to tell the industry this is what people want, but it's obviously not going. It's got 22 days to go. I can't see it getting any bigger. Or maybe they've got a marketing campaign that'll launch soon, maybe. But let's just look at this. It's a co-op boss battler with a digital enhancement. No, it's a co-op boss battler with a digital gate. That's what it is. There's a gate that you need to get through. It's technology. And that's just an egregious thing for me when you play a board game. Unless the app is doing something tremendous, like Manchester Madness, letting you play it co-op without a dungeon master. Or you've got the foreteller experience, which is bringing acting and lighting and sound effects and stuff, and it's pulling immersion into your board game. But again, these digital board games that we have presently, you're not looking at the screen. And this is far too close to an app with a physical presence, which is just an abstracted keyboard. It's kind of weird, isn't it? And if it's running on iOS, that means that the game system in the background is going to be equal to a cell phone game. And that's just criminal for me. It really is. Just, oh. So do we recommend the TEBURU? No, we don't. If you're getting the TEBURU, you just want to ignore me. Do I recommend the Bad Karmas? Well, yeah, I guess so. It's launch title, isn't it? It is the launch title. And I've got a question. Why is it coming to Kickstarter now? Could it not have waited to Gen Con and had a huge focus at Gen Con and then, brought it out during Gen Con time? Is that not the better time of the year to launch this? I don't know. But, yeah, I really want to know in your comments, what do you think about this? I mean, are you happy for this digital integration? It's hardly integration, isn't it? It's almost board game integration in a video game. It's the other way around. It really is, peeps. So yeah, please let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll be doing a special comparing this, because video games they have done a physical component to a digital video games. I'll probably do a special on that in a couple of weeks, because I have a special coming out next Monday, which is the big danger of Kickstarter's competition. I'll put a splash screen up here. You are basically a big part of the competition of Kickstarter. And that's coming out next Monday. But on that, thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up, because I think the TEBURU needs more video content pushing these and all that good stuff. And if you like Kickstarter content, please think about subscribing. Oh yes, indeed. This Sunday there will be a broadcast talking about all the games this week, because it's going to be this week's bananas, and we're going to have content every day this week. And we may have to push some titles over to next week, because we are in a busy time on Kickstarter with the tail end of March, and in April it's going to get even worse. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. This has been Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye. What's that? A power cut! Well, you're not playing TEBURU, are you? Let's get Primal out and light the candles.